And welcome to another episode of the Get Back Coach presented by Apollo Media. I'm still here. I'm still living. The everyone that has done wellness checks on me, I appreciate it. I am still here and I am living. And Jay, I have to say, I think I'm handling it better than most people would think. But before we get into it, Jay, who are we brought to you by?
Yeah, have a feeling this is going to be a therapy episode. But this season, we are proud to be partnered with Battle Bets. Now, if you're wondering what Battle Bets is, it's a fun new way to compete against your friends. And this is for specifically fans of college football. Battle Bets is a fantasy gambling app, which means no real money. You're just competing for bragging rights. So you can place your bets, quote unquote, and earn points throughout the season to win your leagues. Once again, it's 100% free to sign up. You can download the app or sign up on the web if you're not an Apple user. Just let them know that we sent you. You know, give us a little shout by putting us as your ambassador in the referrals section to let them know that we brought you to Battle Bets. They're doing prizes in the community league. It's a great time. It's 100% free. Maybe it can take your mind off of some of the pain of college football season so far. And with that in mind, Jake, I think you're up.
All right. UCLA, who is 0 and 4, or not anymore. They are now 1 and 4. Upsets Penn State 42-37. Jay, this is the first time a top 10 team has lost to someone who was 0 and 4 since 1987 when UTEP beat BYU. First, I have to give credit to UCLA. Jerry Neuheisel, a great story. Listen, this is a team that lost its coach, lost its coordinators, and on short notice put a game plan together. It's a great story. It's why we watch college football, you know. And you know, did you know some of these storylines going into this, or did you think they kind of flew under the radar?
I did a little bit, and most of that is just because of Jerry Neuheisel was actually at A&M for a little bit.
Oh,
I think when Mazzone was there, which is not going to exactly inspire a lot of love from A&M fans
mhm,
who weren't the biggest fans of Mazzone's offense. But
right.
uh, yeah, so I was kind of following it a little bit. Obviously, I mean that program is they were in a bad situation already before Deshaun Foster, with the way Chip Kelly kind of left them in the lurch
Mhm.
there, and then it kind of just went from bad to worse.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, I think I was high on UCLA going into this season. I saw what happened at the end of last season. It seems like they really rallied around Deshaun Foster, but I think with a lot of the guys moving on, there was just no continuity. Wasn't really working with Nico Iamaleava at quarterback, and this team was just bad, right? Like you get blown
Yeah.
out by New Mexico at home, bad.
Yeah.
And man, yeah, that 0-4 start was tough. It looked like
Mhm.
UCLA was one of the worst teams in the Power Four, and I know I'm probably not helping you out here,
No, not at
uh,
all.
but I mean, it's part of why we watch college football, right? Sometimes uh, you get these kids in their late teens, early 20s, you give them something to rally around, some magic happens, and you know, I have a soft spot in my heart for Penn State,
Mhm.
but like you said, this is kind of why we watch college football, these types of stories.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jay, this offense looked amazing. Like, yeah, Penn State's banged up. They didn't have Tony Rojas, which it was very, very clear because they had no one who could spy. They try and put Campbell on him. He's going to burn you, or Nico's going to burn a zone. Um, and DeLuca, as much as I love the kid, he's just not equipped to handle that type of quarterback. And they made him hurt. Nico first read and then gone. Anytime Nico felt an inkling of pressure, gone. And that kind of brings up something that I've noticed with this Jim Knowles defense. I don't. Penn State has decent tackles, defensive tackles. I don't think they have the beef though to run this defense. I think they are just getting a little too cute. I think they're slanting too much and they're not they're not holding their own. If they're not beating a guy fully, they're getting pushed off the ball, and it's creating running lanes for a quarterback. And if you can't spy them, it spells trouble. So many times on third down, Nico just taking off. I think he had 150 yards rushing. And, the other thing is in the first half, Penn State barely had the ball. Like, they had the ball once in the first quarter, got a touchdown, and then I think twice in the second. Like, UCLA was controlling clock, and they were playing like a team with nothing to lose. And the irony is, Penn State's bugaboo for years was their offense being too conservative and being too 4 yards in a cloud of dust. And the offense was fine. The offense was okay. The defense, which is wild for me to even say, if you would have told me the defense was going to let this team down, I just can't even think. Like, I can't fathom that the defense is what let this team down. And again, I'm going to address it again. I have been a James Franklin guy from the start. But this is what I think. This is what I think the James Franklin experience is right now in 2025. James Franklin built a very nice house. Okay, a very nice house in this development. It's a nice house. It's one of the bigger houses. It's not the best house, but it's one of the nicest houses in the neighborhood. And now James Franklin has the money, he has the resources, he has the contractors to now add an extension to that house. And he's going to now have the biggest and most beautiful house in the neighborhood. And that add-on just fell apart and crashed into the first house, the main house. And now the foundation is absolutely ruined in that first house. He ruined his original wonderful house, nice house, after this add-on, this extension just toppled over it. Yeah. That is the James Franklin experience right now. And Jay, I have a nightmare scenario for you. And I know it's very subjective. How about this? Penn State finishes the year 8-4, and they beat Ohio State, and it's not going to matter. I know that's a big if, but Jay, what if Penn State beats Ohio State, and in a year, it doesn't even matter if you do it or not. Yeah, it's and I know I'm already rambling, Jay, and I apologize, but again, I said it last week. I think I'm more confident this week, and maybe that's why I've let go of the defense of James Franklin. I really like James Franklin. I wanted him to be the guy so bad. I wanted him to do it. I wanted him to be the Penn State coach to do it. And it hurts. It actually hurts me when I say, like, it's not going to. That after this year, I think he is probably they're going to work something out. He's going to leave on his own. He's going to go somewhere else. And Penn State's going to have to start over again. And you know what? That's okay. I appreciate everything James Franklin did. This year's not over, but it's time. I think sometimes, I think I said it last week, one voice for so long sometimes is a bad thing. And I think that divorce and a separation with these two entities is probably for the best for everyone involved. I thank James Franklin. I will cheer for him. I will root for him, but it's over. And thank you for your service, but we need to move on.
Yeah, just kind of going back to the game itself. Nico Iamaleava did have 128 yards rushing, 280 total yards rushing for UCLA, which is obviously not something that you want to see on the stat line. And I do want to give credit again to them for developing a game plan, short notice to really come up with something that it seems like really fits what Nico does well.
Yeah.
Which I think some other teams may look at that and be like, well, maybe we need to change up our offensive approach a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. It does feel like this is the death knell for James Franklin at Penn State. But it's just kind of it's the way it goes, right? Like only so many teams can win each week. Only so many teams can compete for championships. And when your standard is competing for championships, that's what you want to do as a team. Sometimes you have to make some moves. And, I think a loss like this makes it a little bit easier to let go.
Yeah, it is. Just because this was the year, Jay, and you're going through a rebuild next year anyway. And since you're going through a rebuild next year anyway, I think this is the perfect time because if you keep him, I think he's just going to be a lame, like those lame duck years we talk about, where the team's not going to be a playoff caliber next year. And you know what? In the transfer portal world, I don't think it's going to be as bad. Listen, Penn State survived the sanctions without a losing season. And they lost when they lost Bill O'Brien, everyone was in a tizzy, including myself. They're going to get through this. They're going to be okay. The only thing that makes me feel better is I trust the athletic director in Pat Kraft. And hey, you better make a good hire.
Where do you think they go from here?
Franklin will finish out the season. I don't think it will get as bad or as bad to the point where he'll be fired mid-season. I mean, if they lose to Northwestern this week, maybe that, or I don't know. I just don't see them I don't think they can, because here's the thing, and people are talking about buyouts. You put $56 million, okay, for a buyout on him. That's money you're burning. That's money that could have gone to something else that you're raising to just get rid of a coach who's, has a lot of faults, but it isn't terrible. And, I had a tweet that kind of went semi-viral in the Penn State community, and there's people like, oh, he did nothing good for us. Like, come on. Like, yes, he did. Like, if you would have said back in 2014, hey, this is what James Franklin's going to do to you, everyone would be like, yeah, sign me up right now. Like, this is what we need. And I think that's why, the hire is still good. It's just, it's run its course. And I think that's okay to say that. It's 100% okay to say that. So I don't know where they go, Jay. I don't know what coach they'll go after, because everyone's going to want a proven winner. And unless there's no way they'll get Nick Saban out of retirement. I don't think that is I don't think that's a real thing.
I mean, he's from West Virginia. It's a neighboring state.
He kind of he's always liked Penn State. I don't think they do that. I don't want Urban Meyer. I don't want John Gruden. I don't think those are real things. If Urban Meyer was the coach of Penn State, and I know Penn State people hearing this will probably say I'm crazy, I don't want Urban Meyer anywhere near my football program. I'm sorry. I know he's a winner, but that guy if he just gives me the creeps.
Yeah.
Maybe not the creeps. It's skeezy. Actually sleazy.
Sleazy.
That's the word. He's sleazy. Yeah. I don't like him. I don't know. I don't know where they go, but I'm kind of eyeing up Will Stein out there in Oregon, though. But again, that's
it's
not
just
be
such a. So Will Stein for me would be such a change in personality. Because I think of Penn State as a hard-nosed defensive program first.
Yeah.
Physical, a lot like, and I don't think this would happen. And people are going to kill me for even speaking it into existence. I just think A&M has enough money where it wouldn't happen. But like a Mike Elko type would fit perfectly at Penn State.
Probably. And I like Mike Elko. I don't think Mike Elko would leave A&M.
No. I don't think he would either, but I'm thinking that's the type of coach.
That's the type of guy you want.
I think you want a defensive coordinator a defensive minded guy who is willing to adapt enough to hire a young offensive mind to run the offense.
Right.
I think that is, you know, the scenario that fits best for Penn State. I mean, that's what Oregon did with Dan Lanning, right? He's a
Mhm.
defensive guy who brings in a guy like Will Stein to run the
Yeah.
offense. Like this is the type of hire that I feel like is gonna be most successful in this day
Yeah.
and age.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Whoever the new coach is, I hope people like understand this. Things aren't going to change overnight, people. Like, listen, what Kirk Cignnetti did at Indiana, that is an outlier. And that's another guy, but I think Cignetti's from Pittsburgh. I think he really hates Penn State.
Well,
And
and I think Indiana has actually had like a huge influx of money come in.
yes, Indiana. I said I was talking about that this weekend. Indiana is getting some money. Like they're really really buying into football, and I think Cignetti's actually happy there. I don't think he'd leave, but I don't know. Listen, here's the other thing, Jay. They might still have him next year. Like there might actually be a scenario where Penn State goes 8-4 and 9-3, and they're going to say, "Listen, we don't like anybody else. We're going to keep you because we know, like, yeah, this was bad, but like we might still be okay."
And who knows how the end of the season turns out too. There's
Yeah, we're talking about this,
tons
and
of variables and
right. Listen, there have been years they've lost early, like COVID year, which I don't really count, but like they were 0-4 and then they rattled off, or 0-5 and they rattled off 4 wins in a row to end the year. Like 2021, they were really down and they rattled off a bunch of wins at the end. So like, I don't know. There's still a long season to go. But yeah, it's probably the end. And it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be okay. I'm actually taking this a lot. I wasn't taking it on Saturday.
yeah.
I wasn't like I didn't even care that the Phillies lost. Like that's how bad I was. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm okay. I'm letting go. It's going to be exciting. I will say that. Like it's going to be exciting. If it's going to be good or bad, I don't know. But last thing, I don't want Matt Rule. I want to go on record. I know he's a Penn State guy. I know this. I think Matt Rule is James Franklin 2.0, and people are going to say they want him until he loses a game and he has a podcast coming out. And if you think James Franklin's "let's go 1-0" tweets are annoying, have a coach do a podcast after a loss. I'm sure that'll really go over well with our fan base. So let's shift gears. We've wasted enough time on
Yeah,
that.
we can talk about an upset that I think I can actually take joy in.
Yes, I think we all can. Florida beats Texas in the Swamp 29-21. Listen, Jay, Florida's defense, again, Florida has a good defense. They do. And the big thing here, Jay, DJ Lagway didn't make any crazy mistake. He did have an interception, but like DJ Lagway just played complimentary football. And I think that was the difference maker here.
Yeah, it was the best performance he's had this season. It looked more like the version of the player we expected him to be. The opposite side of the ball, I don't think Texas got, the version of Arch that they want. But
No.
the thing with Arch is I'm like he had some bad throws. He's fighting for his life back there. I feel like the pressure was getting after him. I feel like Texas doesn't have any semblance of a run game this year, and now Wisner's hurt too. I think that's hurt up quite a bit. And the defense for Texas, which is also a very very good defense, I think had one of their worst performances. It's a situation like Florida had, right? Where your defense is out there on the field, and they've had some good moments, but eventually the wear and tear is just going to beat you down. Like you just can't play at the pace and play with the competence when your defense is being trotted back out there time and time again because your offense can't get anything going. And I really think, again, I don't think this is all on Arch. I think the offensive line problems are really rearing their head for Texas, something that maybe we should have talked about a little bit more with the guys they had leave for the draft last year. And the tackling wasn't great from the defense either, which is something that was a little bit surprising to see given how good this unit has been. Right, like they still held Ohio State, and yes, it was Julian Saint's first start, but they still held Ohio State to 14 points. Like this is a very good Texas defense. just ultimately, I mean, Florida had success in every facet of the game. They had the blocked punt for a safety. This was a great Florida performance. The other piece of it is like Swamp's a tough environment.
Yeah.
Like that's not an easy place to go play. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Like the SEC just feels even like last year it was wide open. This year it feels even more wide open. Like I have no idea what's going to happen week to week. Going to be really interesting to see how the rest of the season turns out.
Yeah, and I think that's what, like, in college football, like I think we said it last week as well, nobody looks dominating. I think for the first time in a while, we could say like there's like 10 teams who can win a national title because everyone looks like everyone has weaknesses.
Yes.
No one is dominating anybody. And listen, Texas, Clemson, Penn State, those are three teams that everyone thought in the beginning of the year were going to be surefire playoff teams. And they are just showing major weakness. I don't know what it is. But
Well, and here's the other thing too.
yeah.
Clemson with their 2 ACC losses is probably eliminated from playoff talk.
Mhm.
Texas and Penn State, while it's long odds, could theoretically make it to their conference championships
Mhm.
and play there. Obviously, Penn State has 2 losses now. I just think it's tough, like because I don't think Clemson's going to make the ACC title game. I
Mhm.
think Penn State still has an outside shot with a little bit of help of getting into the Big Ten title game,
Mhm.
and obviously, I don't think that's going to happen, but there's a chance.
Yeah.
Texas has 1 SEC loss. There's definitely a chance.
Right.
Uh, Clemson, man, we missed hard on them.
Yeah. I thought that was the
I
Final
thought that was a
Four.
title contender. I didn't
Yeah,
think that was just a playoff team. I thought it was a
as a
title
title
contender.
contender. Yeah. Yeah, and like Texas, if here's the thing with Texas and Penn State, again, long odds. If both of them run the table and they have some of those big quality wins, like again, a giant if Penn State wins in the shoe. Okay. If
You have Indiana
Texas,
on the schedule too, right?
Indiana is on the schedule. Texas has A&M, who's playing really good right now. We'll get to them later. Um, so like with Texas going 10-2 in an SEC schedule, if Penn State gets wins over Ohio State and Indiana, maybe that could eliminate that terrible, horrible, worst thing ever loss. I don't know, but yeah, Florida beats Texas in the swamp. I don't know. Texas got to figure it out, and I think this is also why you and I were like, let's pump the brakes on Arch a bit. Like, we think this guy's going to figure it out. He did not look great. But like you said, what's he got to work with?
No
Like,
rushing attack, no offense. Like I think he was sacked 6 times on Saturday.
yeah. And like, I don't even put some of those sacks on him. Like they just it looked, I don't know.
I think Florida had the highest pressure rate without blitzing over the weekend. So
yeah, it's wild. Absolutely wild. Okay. Uh, let's move on to,
yeah,
sorry.
sticking with the SEC.
Sticking with the SEC.
Bama beat Vanderbilt 30-14. Jake, I don't know if you got to watch a lot of this. We'll talk about where you were on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Vandy is good. This is a very, very good football team. They were in it. Turnovers killed them. You had one early in the game. Pavia fumbles when Vanderbilt's at the Bama 13, driving to go up 14-0. Instead, Bama gets the fumble recovery, ties it up. Late in the game, there was an interception thrown at the Bama 17. And if Vanderbilt scores there, they go ahead. So 30-14 is worse than what this game was. This was a competitive game.
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt is a legit team. They are very, very good, and they're going to beat a lot of teams going forward in the SEC. Bama is still Bama.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like it's a different way of winning games with Kalen DeBoer, but this is still an elite team with a fantastic coach. By the way, everybody's pissed at Kalen DeBoer to start the season after they lose to Florida State. I feel like that was an anomaly. Bama looks so much better now, and I think this is still going to be, a team that's in the conversation coming into the year. Talking about the SEC title game in Atlanta, good chance the Crimson Tide are there.
Yeah, Alabama looks really good. Listen, Kalen DeBoer took some fire, and now they have blocked out the rat poison from earlier in the week, and they're looking pretty good. Um, yeah, Vandy. Listen, Diego Pavia, he is a brash one. I see that one of your old teammates was in attendance, hyping him up. Um, listen, Diego Pavia is a loudmouth trash talker,
Tough
but he
too, by the way. Again,
tough,
New
very
Mexico
tough.
State high school wrestling champion. I want to
Yes,
bring that up every chance I get because
tough.
not a lot of quarterbacks do that.
Nope, tough. Um, if you're rooting for him, you love him. If you're going against him, you hate this man's guts. But it's yeah, Vandy. It's nice to see Nashville and Vandy, represented. And listen, they're going to take this loss, but they're going to be okay.
Yeah. Moving on, Miami keeps their winning ways alive. They beat Florida State. This is a game that looked like it was going to be a blowout. Florida State battles back into it. The thing that's most impressive for me is I feel like Miami is just so good in the trenches, both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
Offensive and defensive line, they're really able to get the run game going on offense, and then the defensive line is a force. So games are won in the trenches. Miami has a ton of trench talent. I still think Beck, if he gets pressured, is a little bit of a risk. But the problem is the Miami offensive line is good enough that
yeah.
like they can just rely on the run and give Beck time when they do need to throw.
Mhm.
So this is I think Miami's probably my number one team in the country right now.
Miami has really impressed me. I've been out on a Miami for a little bit, but they look really good in the trenches. Um, Carson Beck looks great. And yeah, I think Miami is 100% a top 3 team in the country, and I don't think you can argue with that. Let's talk about Florida State for a second. Tommy Castellanos, him running around is not sustainable.
It's fun to
It's
watch, but it is
it's
not
fun. Yeah,
sustainable.
it's not sustainable. And listen, hats off to Miami. And listen, I know last year Miami went 10-2. I don't know if it's because there's just been chaos everywhere else, but I think this is the first time in a long time, like I'm talking a long time, where you can say the U is back. I think they are like again. They were good in some years. I know they had maybe 2 Orange Bowl trips, where they're like 10-2, 9-3. Last year they went 10-2, but I think this is a year where I think Miami, they're back. And listen, I don't think this isn't Miami of the 1980s. Like this is they play a different brand of football, a tough in the trench type of football. And it's nice to see Miami back a little bit. But Florida State, another loss. But again, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there. They're a very intriguing team to me, the Seminoles.
Yeah, gonna be fun to keep watching them. I still worry about Miami when they get into a little bit better competition. And to be fair, Florida State's a very good team,
Mhm.
just not, in my opinion, an elite team. I think we kind of drew some conclusions based off that Bama win to start the year that maybe weren't fully formed. It's the problem with drawing conclusions week one, isn't it, Jake? But
Yeah,
you,
exactly.
you look at Miami. I still worry about Cristobal game management situations against high level competition. But man, this looks like a really good team.
Mhm.
Uh, Another upset, kind of. Cincinnati was favored in this one, but Cincinnati beats Iowa State 38-30. Listen, at one point it looked like Cincy was just going to blow out the Cyclones. They had a 31-7 lead in the second. I switched this game off the quad box.
Mhm.
Had to tune back in because Rocco Beck just absolutely willed Iowa State back into this one. Obviously, Cincinnati's offense has been one of the best in the country this year, and Iowa State missing some defensive backs due to injury does not help at all. I think a lot of people are out on Iowa State after this one. I'm not ready to. I mean, it depends on how the injuries
Mhm.
are,
Yeah,
but I mean, Rocco Beck is just tough.
yeah.
He different games, but he reminds me a little bit of Pavia in that he's just a tough dude.
Mhm.
Goes out and gets hard yards. Can beat you with his arm too, and is going to will his team into games more often than not.
No, yeah, it's one of those things where Iowa State's just super banged up, like really banged up, and Cincinnati plays a tough brand of football. A lot of runs with Sorsby. They're a tough group. Um, Listen, Satterfield fighting for his job going into this year is doing you know pretty well, I think, for keeping it. But yeah, Iowa State, you got to feel for those guys. But Rocco Beck, man, he really tough. Um, like you said, kind of tried to will them back into this football game, and darn, he almost did it.
Yeah. Moving on to scores from other games. Virginia stays undefeated in eight. Oh, well, no, that's not true. They lost to North Carolina
They
State
lost,
earlier this year.
yeah,
I just forget because it was week
big,
one.
yeah.
But Virginia beats Louisville 30-27 in overtime
Mhm.
to remain a one-loss team. Notre Dame 28-7 over Boise. That was kind of a weird one. A lot of
Yeah,
penalties for Notre Dame kept that game close. Another weird one, the Navy Air Force game turned into a shootout.
wild. Jay, I said this stat to my buddy, and he looked at me and said, "That can't be right. Like that's not
Yeah.
right."
588 passing yards between the two
Mhm.
teams.
Yeah,
34-31 win for Navy. I mean, over 300 yards passing for Navy and Horvath. And we know that Horvath isn't your typical, just option guy. He has the ability to throw it, but it's
Mhm.
still just kind of wild to see that. And then my Aggies, they beat Mississippi State 31-9. Prayers up for Fluff Bothwell, who had an injury near the end of that one.
Mhm.
He's been a joy to watch this year, so I hope he heals up soon. But A&M stays undefeated. Another, I mean, we'll talk about they have Florida next, so doesn't get easier necessarily.
No, it doesn't.
But that was some of the games from around the country. Jake, you got to witness a game as well.
Oh, why did Jay? So, um, for first time listeners, my college buddies and I we go to a different college football stadium every single year. This is our 12th year. And at the beginning of the year, we had some people in our group. The people listening know who you are. And they convinced me to, so I was a part of the group as well. So I have to also take blame. And thought Clemson at North Carolina might be a good one to go to. Belichick there. They got this. Everyone's all fired up.
Chapel Bill.
Chapel Bill, yep. I mean, come on, Clemson. They're going to be good. So as long as North Carolina is 3-1 going into this game, man, this is going to be a primetime game, 3:30 game, and we're going to have a great time. Um, those things didn't happen. Clemson, as we talked about, was disappointing. North Carolina gets blown out against TCU, and then loses to Central Florida. So vibes are not very good. A section there's a quarter of their student section wasn't even there at the game. Uh, Here's the thing: they're catered tailgates by the bell tower. Really cool. Like walked around there. It's like, hey, this is like a cool little against smaller. The parking lots, which we were in the Manning lot, and then we walked through the Skipper Bowles lot. It was fine. It was a couple people were tailgating. Clemson people were there. I think that's the other thing. There were more Clemson people there tailgating. I think the North Carolina people. But again, Jay, it's that pull up your car, bring everything out type of deal that we were at. But
Yeah.
the bell tower, which, by the way, underrated scene, is sitting in the one corner of the end zone, and you can see the bell tower in the background, like right by the stadium. That was really cool. If you're ever in Chapel Hill, okay, I'll tell you, this is where you need to go. All right, two places. If you want more obscure jam band, alt punk type music, go to a little tiny bar called The Cave. It is like an underground, very, very small bar. We were there on Friday night, and we left. It was some very abstract type music going on. Like, Jay, it was strange even for my taking. but a really cool place to go. Um, and then I really enjoyed. There is a bar at North Carolina called He's Not Here, where we saw a college band there called Pilot Light. Jay, it looked like a backyard party, like college party from a movie. Like that's no, Jay, I'm not even lying. You walk in, it's like it feels like you're in a little backyard, and then there is like the band is outside, and I guess there is an actual bar area. I just never went to it. People are on the stairs, like watching. Super cool. It had an absolutely wonderful time. Um, Chapel Hill, beautiful. Your little Franklin Street, beautiful. The red bricks on all the buildings, the bars are cool. I love Chapel Hill, the town. But Jay, what I saw in that stadium was some of the worst. That was probably the worst defense I've ever seen in my life. And that is also including the game I watched at 3:30 in Pasadena. Okay? It was worse. Like there are like they weren't even close. Like their players aren't in position to make plays. Dabo called off the dogs in the third quarter. And again, I know we're not the big Dabo people, but I can say this. I don't Dabo, I don't think so running. I don't think he believes in like running up the score. Like at least from where I've seen it, and he definitely did not do it against North Carolina. Though he called off the dogs early, and people were leaving after like not it the first
Yeah.
quarter wasn't even over, and people were leaving. Like it was
It was 35-3 at halftime.
yeah, it was a putrid performance. But yes, I had a great but other than that, I had a great time.
Here's the other piece of that. I don't think other coaches in the ACC are going to be as kind to Bill Belichick as Dabo was.
Oh, you don't think so?
I don't think so.
Oh man.
So 3 second half points for Clemson, and that's because they called off the dogs. That's not happening everywhere.
Yeah. You think Dabo gave him some I think Dabo also is trying to get some guys, probably some other players, some looks to see what they have.
Oh, 100%.
You know, so it could be that as well. But yeah, that was rough. That was rough, and I don't want to say it's not a wasted trip because I love experiencing other places. I just wish it would have worked out like we thought it was going to.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. Who knows where we go next year? Still on the table. Listen, I'm always advocating for A&M and LSU, but the homies keep telling me they want to see A&M at its best. They don't want to go there for an 11 a.m. kick. They want to go see A&M in all its glory. And Jay, when we do go, because we will be there. You will be the special honorary guest, and we will go on the square. The square? No, the
Aggie Park.
Yeah, no, not Aggie. But
Northgate.
We will go on a Northgate tour, and we will have.
Am I giving them the same experience that I gave you?
You 100% are giving them the same experience you gave me. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Listen, hey, when I ran into an A&M guy last year at Backyard Brawl, and I told him, I was like, dude, Dixie Chicken, man, the Dixie Chicken. And he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, I know that place. But yeah, it's love Northgate. Love Northgate. All right. So Jay, what's going on in the FCS world?
Yeah, we had some really good games. Talked about number 22, Austin Peay at West Georgia. Austin Peay wins that one 44-30. North Dakota State beats Illinois State 33-16. We're sticking with North Dakota State for the game that we're watching this week. Number 8, Southern Illinois, the Salukis at number 1, North Dakota State, 2:30 p.m. Central Time on ESPN+. The other thing I want to shout out is not particularly the game, but Montana is wearing some awesome throwbacks with a
So nice.
bear that Jake made the comment kind of looks like a Hanna Barbara. Is that what? Yeah,
Hanna Barbera,
Hanna
like
Barbera.
Yogi. It looks like
Yeah.
Yogi Bear, the
It's got the
Flintstones. Definitely.
slobbering
Yes.
bear logo. It's awesome. Check it out if you haven't already seen that. Always excited for what's happening in FCS football.
Oh yeah. Listen, is Austin P good? I
Austin
think
P.
Austin P's good. We saw some things earlier in the year. We're like, oh, they beat Middle Tennessee. They made it at least kind of interesting with Georgia. They
More than
played tough.
Kentucky did.
Yeah, way more than Kentucky did. Yeah, Austin P. They look pretty good. Governors,
Yep.
governors,
Let's go
the
P.
yeah. Let's go P. Let's go P. Um, let's go picks for the week. Let's start with Thursday. I love this. ECU at Tulane. Tulane is a 7.5 point favorite, over under 53.5. I like Tulane to win, but I'm going to go with the over 53.5 here.
Yeah, this should be a banger of a game. ECU is a solid team in the American. Tulane's one of the favorites in the conference. Should be a fun one. Jake, we don't have these games circled, but there are a couple Wednesday night games for Conference USA too. So if you're just craving for football, check out Missouri State and I believe I think it's Middle Tennessee, Missouri State, Middle Tennessee, and then UTEP and Liberty are happening on Wednesday. So check those out. But yeah, this ECU at Tulane game is going to be a very, very, very good game. Tune into it. I like the over, like you, Jake.
Yeah, I like the over. And yes, it's Missouri State at Middle Tennessee, and also Liberty at UTEP on Wednesday. Listen, those are the games. I see you scoff at it now, but those are the games right there. When it's in the middle of the summer, you're going to be like, "Oh my god, I wish I had Missouri State at Middle Tennessee. I wish I had that on my TV right now." So definitely check those out. Don't take it for granted. Friday, the game everyone's going to be looking at for the group of five, South Florida at North Texas. North Texas is a 1.5 point dog at home. Over under set is 65.5. Jay, mean green money line. Everyone's going to be taking South Florida. Everyone's going to be doing it. I think this is one where South Florida lets one slip. Give me North Texas and the mean green offense in this one.
Listen, North Texas a couple weeks ago, they get a big win at home, but not a lot of people showed up in Denton. The stands weren't as full as they expected. With South Florida coming to town on a Friday night, they are putting in the effort. I've gotten word that they have canceled classes on Friday ahead of this game. It's going to be a massive moment. 24 South Florida, they have the one loss to Miami. North Texas undefeated currently. This should be an absolute banger of a game. I like the over here. I think this is going to be a shootout. This North Texas offense is good. Byron Brown at South Florida, whole heck of a lot of fun to watch. I can't wait to tune into this one. This is going to be, if you're in the DFW Metroplex going to OU Texas, Friday night,
Yeah.
go to this game. Go to this game, get you a Texas two-step, and enjoy some great college football. I think North Texas is going to try to pack that place out, and I think this is going to be about as good of an environment as Denton has seen for a college football game.
Yeah, absolutely love it for the North Texas Mean Green. Now we go on to Saturday, Alabama at Mizzou. Mizzou is a 3 point dog at home, over under set of 52.5. Oh, man. Under 52.5. Under.
Florida State had a lot of success against Alabama running the ball. Missouri, I think, has one of the best backs in the country this year with Ahmad Hardy and what he's been able to do.
Yes, he does.
I'm taking Missouri money line.
Ooh. Also, that win last week. I know it's Vandy, but still, you're going to Mizzou. I don't hate that. I think this is going to be a low scoring affair, though. I think it's going to be low scoring. I'm going to go under 52.5. Illinois, Ohio State at Illinois. Illinois. I don't know. I have no idea. I see this being a sloppy, like 31-17 game. I don't know. I see Ohio State blowing them out. I'm staying away. Oh, what are we doing?
The ghosts of Aurelius Ben, Juice Williams, Rashard Mendenhall, summoning them to Illinois to repeat some magic.
Mm.
I'm just kidding. Ohio State's going to roll in this one. It's going to be the Buckeyes, unfortunately.
Oh man, you had me. You had me on Juice Williams and Ron Zook coming back to do it. I missed the Zooker.
I think Ohio State's defense is just
Yeah.
unreal, otherworldly. I like the Buckeyes. I just don't think Illinois is going to be able to score like they have against other people, and their defense hasn't looked great. So I think Ohio State's going to win and cover here.
Yeah. Oklahoma versus Texas in the Red River Shootout, Showdown, Rivalry, whatever the hell you want to call it. Texas is a 3-point favorite. Oklahoma is ranked, what, 4th in the country? Over under set of 52.5. Give me Longhorns in a get right game. They are the favorite, and I'm going to roll with them as a team that's going to cover.
I just toss out everything when it comes to rivalry games, especially this one. It feels like it's always so tough to predict. The big question is John Mateer going to be playing? Is he going to be able to go? I don't know. I think I like the under here. Both of these defenses are really good. We saw Texas's struggles on the offensive line against Florida. This Oklahoma defense, remember how many times they sacked Jackson Arnold earlier this year?
Ooh, that's true. Yeah.
And then I think Texas can return the favor defensively. Colin Simmons, really great edge. You have Anthony Hill at linebacker. This is still a very good Texas defense who probably is, feeling it from last week and wants to improve. I like the under here. I think this is going to be a gritty, tough, low-scoring game.
Yeah. Iowa State at Colorado. Colorado 3.5-point dog at home. Over under set of 52.5. I just don't know the injuries, so I'm going to stay out of this. Don't know. I think Iowa State figured themselves out, so I want to lean Iowa State here. But this is one I want to stay away from.
Yeah, I'm staying away from this one too. We also have to talk about the elevation being thrown in. You know how I love to talk about elevation, Jake. Speaking of elevation, did you see the hailstorm that hit Wyoming? And so it looked like it was a snow game, but it was actually hail on the field. I found out after the fact. It's going to be a interesting game in Colorado. Again, I'm like you. Like I just don't trust Salter. He's been so inconsistent. He can win you games, but he can also lose you games. I trust Iowa State more, but I'm staying away from this one like you.
Yeah. Next up, Florida at your Texas A&M Fighting Ags. A&M is 7.5-point favorites. Over under set of 58.5. I like the under, and I'm going to say I think I like A&M to cover just because Florida, big win last week. I think they're going to be hungover going in the College Station.
Florida on the road too. I think that's the other piece of it. This is going to be a hostile environment for the Gators. I look at this one so this line started at 8.5 when it opened, so it has come down. I guess that means people are coming in on Florida. I don't really pay too much attention to the betting sharps. I do think Florida comes back to earth a little bit offensively. Their defense is still going to be tough. Love the under in this one. The thing I love about this Texas A&M team so far, they kicked off the season just airing it out. Mario Craver, Casey Concepcion, who are still very good weapons, but the last 2 games they've just been pounding the rock. Against Mississippi State, just better in the trenches. I think they ran for almost 300 yards, if not over 300 yards. I'm going to have to double check that. So much talent on this offense. So much talent on this defense. Cassius Howell with another 3-sack game. This is going to be a fun one. I think A&M gets it done and covers, but it's never easy. Never easy in a power conference.
No, that is true. Never is.
Georgia. Notice how I didn't just say SEC there.
Yeah, I thank you. Nope, thank you. Thank you. Georgia at Auburn. Auburn is a 3.5-point dog at home. Over under set of 46.5. Deep South's oldest rivalry.
Yes, Deep South's oldest rivalry. Yeah. Yep. This one's weird to me. I'm surprised that Auburn is only a 3.5-point dog. if I'm
I
being honest. But this
mhm,
is also one of those crazy rivalry games where weird things happen. Remember the prayer at Jordan Hare
mhm,
happened the same season as Kick Six, so he doesn't get as much coverage.
mhm.
That wild throw to win the game for the Tigers.
Do it. I know we hate picking them. I know.
Yeah, I think
Auburn,
I think it's Auburn.
Auburn,
This just
Auburn
feels
plus
like
three
one of
and a half.
those weird games. Like
Yep.
it's going to be a tough one.
Yep. Auburn. I like Auburn plus 3.5 here. I do. I really do. Michigan at USC. Here's another one. USC, unranked, 3-point favorite at home against Michigan. Over under set at 57.5. Give me Trojans in this game. I really like the Trojans offensively. I don't know if I necessarily love Michigan's offense, and I think this might be the perfect matchup for USC to showcase some of their speed. Give me USC -3 against Michigan.
Yeah, I feel like Bryce Underwood has taken steps and improved this year. Like I feel
Mhm.
like we can see the glimpses of the player he can be. I just don't think Michigan is taking advantage of his skill set to the fullest
No.
degree. I
Mhm.
just don't. Uh, I think Underwood's special. I just don't know if this offense is going to work out for him. I like USC in this one as well.
Yep. BYU at Arizona. Arizona 2.5 point dog at home. Over under set of 57.5. I don't know. I don't know enough about BYU. Arizona, I know is improved, but again, I'm not. I don't know. I do not have a read on this. I don't have a read on this one.
I haven't seen enough of BYU this year. I just haven't been able to tune into their games as much as I'd like. Arizona, I have seen, and again, they have improved. This is a Noah Fafita that we expected compared to last year, where I think it felt like he took a step back. Maybe just having another year in the offense with Neil Brennan helps a little bit there. But BYU is undefeated, right? We don't like the level of competition is not great, but they
Mhm.
are undefeated. I think this game being in Arizona, I think I like Arizona
Yeah.
money line.
Yeah. And then the featured game of the week, Indiana at Oregon. Oregon 7.5 point favorite at home, over under set of 55.5. Oh man, listen, I really liked Oregon against Penn State. I really, really loved Oregon against Penn State, but now seeing Penn State now, ooh, I don't know. I'm not, I don't know.
This is going to be a heck of a game. I can't wait to watch this one. Fernando Mendoza, I think, is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. I think he's proved it. I think Dante Moore is looking great too for Oregon. Two great quarterbacks. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this one. I think this is going to be a shootout. Uh, Man, I'm staying away from this game as far as like numbers and betting and things like that. But I am tuning the hell in because this is going to be much watched television. I really can't wait to see how loud Autzen gets for Indiana up there. I think this is going to be a banger of a game.
I think so too. I do want to check something.
Oh,
I want to see where the people are. I want to see where the people are when they're trying to bet on this game. What movie?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, Little Mermaid.
Is it little?
I want to be where the people are.
Is that?
I
I guess the
Yeah,
like the only two Little Mermaid songs I think of are "Part of Your
uh,
World." Well, no, there's "Kiss the Girl" and then "Under the Sea."
Under the Sea. Wait, aren't I singing part of that world? I'm
Part
singing
of
part of that world.
part of your okay. Well, obviously, I don't know the song that great.
Well, darn it, Jay. Start watching. So yeah, people are 60% on Oregon for the spread. That's not enough to convince me to go the other way. So I over 55.5. Over.
I like it.
Yeah.
Sneaky fun game in the Big 12. Big 12 After Dark nightcap 9:15. Arizona State at Utah should be a banger. Check that one out.
Nice. Yeah. Jay, let's land this.
Folks, as always, we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to us jabronis talk about college football, the sport that we love so much. Do all the things that help us grow as a podcast. Tell a friend, like, share, subscribe, give us those 5-star ratings. Again, we appreciate all your support. Make sure to download Battle Bets and let them know that we sent you, because we want to look good for our
Yeah,
sponsors.
of
Please,
course we do.
pretty please, with sugar on
Yeah.
top. But yeah, I mean, should be another great week of college football. Hopefully it's not a therapy session when we both get in here.
Oof.
With again, with Florida on the schedule, things can get tricky. I mean, what a tangled web we weave, Jake.
Oh yeah, it's college football is the greatest sport ever. We put our emotions,
Except when it happens to you.
Yeah, except when it happens to you. Um, you know, I'm putting all my emotion in a bunch of 18 to 22-year-olds. And you know what? Of course, crazy things are going to happen. So, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I love this sport so much. So yeah, let's get after it this week, guys. Let's get after it.
We'll see you back here next week. Have a
Yeah.
heck of a weekend. Let's watch some college football.
Download BattleBets.